Big Royal History Quiz of 2021. Happy almost New Year, everyone! After the success of the Queen Regnant or Queen Consort quiz, I put in my Royalty 101 Rules of Succession video and the popularity of the quiz questions I sometimes post in the community. I thought it would be fun to end the year with a big royal history pub-style quiz. There will be 3 rounds with 10 multiple choice or true or false questions each. Categories are 1. Queens of the World, 2. Royalty 101, and 3. History Grab Bag. Answers will be revealed at the end of each round, so you can keep score at home. At the end of the video, I will ask 3 bonus questions, and the first 20 people who comment the correct answers will be entered to win one of 3 prizes from my merch line. All of the answers can be found in videos I've published in 2021. So if you've been tuning in every week, you should do fantastic. Or you may get inspired to go back and watch some videos you missed during the coming long winter months. So without further ado, here is your 2021 Big Royal History Quiz. Round 1. Queens of the World. 1. Tsarina Alexandra Fyodrovna of Russia was a granddaughter of which monarch? A. Tsarina Catherine the Great. B. King Christian IX of Denmark. C. Queen Victoria of the UK. D. Johann Willem Friso, Prince of Orange. 2. This well-preserved bust is a rare contemporary image of which Egyptian queen? A. Cleopatra VII, B. Nefertiti, C. Anck-su-namun, or D. Bastet. Three. In addition to being Queen of England, Catherine of Aragon also held what distinction? A. Queen of Spain, B. Admiral of the Navy, C. First female ambassador, D. Holy Roman Empress. 4. Which European queen was also Queen of Brazil? A. Isabella of France, B. Victoria of the UK, C. Isabella I of Castile, D. Maria I of Portugal. 5. Isabella of France was popularly known as A. the Dragon, B. the Mother of England, C. the New Guinevere, D. the She-Wolf. 6. What does Queen Liliuokalani of Hawaii's birth name, Liliuokalani Walania Kamekaia, mean? A. Beautiful white flower of the mountains, B. Peaceful waves that crest upon the shore, C. Smarting, tearful, burning pain, sore eyes, D. Smarting of the royal ones. 7. Which queen burned the city of London to the ground? A. Catherine of Braganza, B. Isabella of France, C. Boudica of the Iceni, D. Marie Antoinette of France. 8. True or false? Empress Irene of Athens was a good mother. 9. Henry VIII's 2 grandmothers, Queen Elizabeth Woodville and Lady Margaret Beaufort, brought an end to which conflict by arranging a marriage between their children? A. The War of the Roses, B. The War of Spanish Succession, C. The English Civil War, or D. World War II. 10. Which queen came to the throne when she was only 6 days old? A. Queen Victoria of the UK, B. Mary Queen of Scots, C. Queen Jadwiga of Poland, D. Queen Soma of Cambodia. And now let's see how you did in round 1. 1. Tsarina Alexandra Fyodrovna of Russia was a granddaughter of which monarch? C. Born Alex of Hesse, she became the favorite granddaughter of Queen Victoria after her mother Alice died. Victoria wanted to marry her to Prince Albert Victor so that she would be Queen of the UK, but Alex preferred Tsarevich Nikolai of Russia. 2. This well-preserved bust is a rare contemporary image of which Egyptian queen? B. Nefertiti rose to the level of co-pharaoh with her husband, Amenhotep IV. This bust is currently kept in a museum in Berlin, despite multiple requests from the Egyptian government to have it returned. 3. In addition to being Queen of England, Catherine of Aragon also held what distinction? C. First female ambassador. After the death of her husband, Prince Arthur, Catherine became the first female ambassador and negotiated between her father, the King of Spain, and her father-in-law, the King of England, for her own hand in marriage. 4. Which European queen was also Queen of Brazil? D. Maria I of Portugal was named Queen of Brazil, her most profitable colony, in 1815. She and her family escaped there during the Napoleonic Wars, and she died in Rio de Janeiro in 1816. 5. Isabella of France was popularly known as? D. Isabella of France, Queen of England, became known as the She-Wolf after she deposed her husband, Edward II, had he and his lover murdered, and placed her son, Edward III, on the throne. 6. What does Queen Liliuokalani of Hawaii's birth name, Liliu Loloku Walania Kamekaia, mean? C. Smarting, tearful, burning pain, sore eyes. It was traditional to name royal children after a family event at the time of their birth, and her aunt, the queen, had an eye infection when the baby arrived. When her brother became king, he asked her to change her name to Liliuokalani, which means smarting of the royal ones. 7. Which queen burned the city of London to the ground? C. Queen Boudica of the Iceni attacked and burned the Roman city of Londinium down in 60 CE after her daughters were raped and she was publicly whipped by the Romans. 8. True or false? Empress Irene of Athens was a good mother. False. When her son, Byzantine Emperor Constantine VI, opposed her religious beliefs, she had his eyes gouged out. When he died of his wounds, she took his throne and became the first Roman empress to rule in her own right. 9. Henry VIII's two grandmothers, Queen Elizabeth Woodville and Lady Margaret Beaufort, brought an end to which conflict by arranging a marriage between their children? A. The War of the Roses came to an end when Henry VII of the Lancaster Red Rose and Elizabeth of York of the White Rose were wed. 10. Which queen came to the throne when she was only 6 days old? B. Mary, Queen of Scots, was only 6 days old when her father, James V, died after losing a battle against Henry VIII of England. Round 2. Royalty 101. Why is purple the color of royalty? A. It was King Tutankhamun's favorite color. B. It was easy to spot in a crowd of mud-caked peasants. C. It was Emperor Nero's favorite color. D. The dye was the most expensive available. 2. Which nation's monarchy currently in existence is the oldest? A. Japan. B. Denmark. C. Cambodia. D. Egypt. 3. The right of succession by which the firstborn child, regardless of sex, may inherit their parents' title is called A. Absolute primogeniture, B. Agnatic primogeniture, C. Agnostic primogeniture, D. About flipping time. 4. True or false? Everyone with British heritage is somewhere in the line of succession to the throne. 5. Which British rank of peerage is oldest? A. Earl, B. Baronet, C. Viscount, D. Duke. Six. The heir apparent to the British throne is usually granted which title? A. Duke of Cambridge, B. Bonnie Prince Charlie, C. Crown Prince, D. Prince of Wales. 7. Because of their lack of popularity and their retired king's involvement in financial scandals, which of the 10 current monarchies of Europe is most likely to be abolished in the future? A. Denmark, B. Norway, C. Spain, D. The United Kingdom. 8. Which of the 10 current monarchies of Europe cost their people the most money per capita? A. The United Kingdom, B. Monaco, C. Liechtenstein, D. Norway. 9. How many of the 10 existing monarchies in Europe have an heir next in line to the throne who is a woman? A. None, B. 10, C. 7, D. 4. 10. Which royal couple are the nearest living ancestors of all 10 modern European monarchs? A. Johann Wilhelm Friso, Prince of Orange, and Marie Louise of Hesse-Kassel. B. Emperor Charlemagne and Hildegard. C. Queen Victoria of the UK and Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. D. King Christian IX of Denmark and Louise of Hesse-Kassel. Now let's see how you did in round 2. Why is purple the color of royalty? D. Purple dye made from the mucous membranes of Murex sea snails was costly and labor-intensive to produce. The color was first mixed by ancient Phoenicians in 1570 BCE and came with a distinct fishy smell. 2. Which nation's monarchy currently in existence is the oldest? A. The oldest monarchy in the world is the Imperial House of Japan, which dates back 2,681 years to Emperor Jimmu in 660 BCE. He is believed to be a descendant of the goddess of the sun and the god of storms. 3. The right of succession by which the firstborn child, regardless of sex, may inherit their parents' title is called A. Absolute primogeniture. Currently, the European monarchies of Belgium, Denmark, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, and the United Kingdom use this rule. Monaco and Spain still have male preference primogeniture, while Liechtenstein bars women altogether with agnatic primogeniture. 4. True or false? Everyone with British heritage is somewhere in the line of succession to the throne. False, according to the 1701 Act of Settlement and the 1705 Sophia Naturalization Act. Everyone in the line of succession to the British throne must be a Protestant descendant of Electress Sophia of Hanover. 5. Which British rank of peerage is oldest? A. The title Earl predates Anglo-Saxon times. The Old English spelling E-O-R-L, meaning a man of noble birth or rank, derives from jarl, the Viking word for chieftain. William the Conqueror made earls equal to the European title count, which is why the wife of an earl is a countess. 6. The heir apparent to the British throne is usually granted which title? D. Since Edward I conquered Wales, put Llewellyn ap Griffith's head on a spike, and gave his crown to his own son, Prince of Wales has been the title traditionally given to the heir apparent to the British throne. 7. Because of their lack of popularity and their retired king's involvement in financial scandals, which of the 10 current monarchies of Europe is most likely to be abolished in the future? C. King Juan Carlos I of Spain fled the country to avoid prosecution, and his son, King Philippe VI, has had little success in rebuilding the royal family's popularity. 8. Which of the 10 current monarchies of Europe cost their people the most money per capita? B. With an average cost of $1,386 per person, Monaco's monarchy is by far the most expensive per capita. 9. How many of the 10 existing monarchies in Europe have an heir next in line to the throne who is a woman? D. 4. They are Princess Elizabeth of Belgium, the Netherlands' Catharina Amalia, Princess of Orange, Infanta Leonor of Spain, and Victoria, Crown Princess of Sweden. 10. Which royal couple are the nearest living ancestors of all 10 modern European monarchs? A. The modern monarchs of Belgium, Denmark, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Monaco, the Netherlands, Norway, Spain, Sweden, and the United Kingdom can all trace their lineage back to Johann Wilhelm Friso, Prince of Orange, and Marie Louise of Hesse-Kassel, who were married in 1709. Round 3. History Grab Bag. 1. Why was the weekend created? A. Victorian doctors found 40 hours a week was the maximum a person should work. B. Some religions worship on Saturdays and some on Sundays. C. Factory workers were coming to work hung over on Monday. D. Farmers needed more time to milk the cows. 2. True or false? Women in the past had fewer periods than women do today. 3. If Queen Victoria had been illegitimate, who would be the rightful king of the UK today? A. Prince Ernst August of Hanover. B. Charles, Prince of Wales. C. King Carl XVI Gustaf of Sweden. D. John Roberts, an Australian rancher. 4. True or false? Henry VIII was incapable of fathering male children. 5. Diana, Princess of Wales, was a cousin to which famous Briton? A. Winston Churchill. B. Helena Bonham Carter. C. Charles, Prince of Wales. D. Oscar Wilde. 6. The crown which is placed on the head of the British monarch during the coronation ceremony was stolen from whose grave? A. Athelstan. B. William the Conqueror. C. Henry VIII. D. Edward the Confessor. 7. Which member of the Romanov family most likely survived their execution by the Bolsheviks? A. Anastasia. B. Alexei. C. Maria. D. None of the above. 8. True or false? Underwear, as we know it today, was invented in the 1900s. 9. What prevented Napoleon Bonaparte from enjoying his wedding night with Josephine? A. An attack from the Holy Roman Emperor Francis II. B. An attack from the Duke of Wellington. C. An attack of gout. D. An attack from Josephine's pet pug. 10. Who was the first harem concubine to gain power in the Sultanate of Women? A. Qasim Sultan. B. Hurrem Sultan. C. Safiya Sultan. D. Turhan Sultan. And now let's count up those scores for round 3. 1. Why was the weekend created? C. Victorian factory workers who only got Sunday off for church were coming to work hung over on Monday, leading to a drop in productivity. So they were allowed to take a half day on Saturday to start drinking earlier. 2. True or false? Women in the past had fewer periods than women do today. True, because of less access to nutritious foods and more time spent pregnant and breastfeeding, pre-industrial women had an average of 150 lifetime periods. Modern women have about 450 lifetime visits from Aunt Flo. 3. If Queen Victoria had been illegitimate, who would be the rightful king of the UK today? A. Prince Ernst August of Hanover is the modern descendant of Victoria's uncle, Prince Ernst August, who would have inherited the British throne from King William IV if Victoria really had been fathered by her mother's lover, John Conroy. 4. True or false? Henry VIII was incapable of fathering male children. False, though he divorced one wife and beheaded another for giving birth to daughters. He did father 2 legitimate sons, Henry, Duke of Cornwall, and King Edward VI, as well as a number of illegitimate sons. 5. Diana, Princess of Wales, was a cousin to which famous Briton? A. Lady Diana Spencer and World War II Prime Minister Winston Churchill were both members of the noble Spencer family. 6. The crown which is placed on the head of the British monarch during the coronation ceremony was stolen from whose grave? D. When King John lost the crown jewels in the sea, he plundered the grave of King Edward the Confessor for a new set of royal regalia. That crown was melted down after the Civil War, and the current crown is a reproduction made in 1660. 7. Which member of the Romanov family most likely survived their execution by the Bolsheviks? D. None of the above. While dozens of pretenders came forward claiming to be Romanov survivors, all of the family members' bodies have been discovered and identified using DNA evidence. 8. True or false? Underwear, as we know it today, was invented in the 1900s. True. Modern underwear with elastic waistbands hit the market in 1935. Before then, a variety of garments, including loincloths and chemises, were used around the private bits for comfort and hygiene. 9. What prevented Napoleon Bonaparte from enjoying his wedding night with Josephine? D. The pugnacious pug Fortune, who had carried notes between Josephine and her children while she was imprisoned during the French Revolution, refused to get off the bed. When Napoleon tried to push him off, the general was bitten on the shin. 10. Who was the first harem concubine to gain power in the Sultanate of Women? B. Hurrem Sultan became so important to Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent that he married her and named her his empress. Over the following century, a number of women controlled the empire from within the harem. And now it's time for your bonus questions. I will not give out the answers, and there will be no multiple choice. The first 20 brainy people who comment the correct answers will be entered to win one of 3 prizes: a t-shirt, coffee cup, or sticker from my merch line. Check back on your comment on Tuesday, January 4th to see if you've won. I will also make a community post congratulating everyone who gets all of the answers correct. 1. Which Queen of England has the distinction of never setting foot on the island of Britain? 2. What was the name of the ancient doctor who invented rhinoplasty? 3. List the 5 British peerage titles in order from highest to lowest. So, how did you do? Are you the queen or king of quizzes, or just a bumbling baronet? Let me know in the comments. Have a wonderful new year, and tune in 2022 to meet warring queen cousins Lady Jane Grey and Mary Tudor, the many sultry mistresses of King Edward VII, the 6 to 8 tragic wives of Ivan the Terrible, 1,000 years worth of scandalous Holy Roman emperors, and much, much more. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment your thoughts, and check out my other royal history videos. If you really want to help, please consider supporting me on Patreon. A link is in the description. Thank you for watching.